Hi, I'm Mark Donovan from HomeAdditionPlus.com, and today I'm going to show you how to grout tile in a shower. Alright, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking a look at the tile to make sure that there's no thin set mortar coming out along the seams of the tile. And if I do find any, what I'm doing is just taking a screwdriver and scoring away any of the thin set mortar in between the seams so that I can be assured that my grout will fill in nicely in the seams and joint areas. What you need to grout tile is you're going to need a bag or a box of grout itself. I'm using a sanded grout mixture. I'm also using a grout enhancer. This one container is appropriate for one 25-pound bag of grout. In addition to the grout, you need a grout float for grouting and pushing in the grout into the seams and joints, and then a sponge to clean off. And as well, a 5-gallon bucket to basically use as a rinse bucket. Okay, after checking the seams for any excess thin set mortar, I'm just taking a damp sponge and washing down the surface of the tile prior to actually installing the grout. I want to basically scrape off any dust or excess thin set mortar that may be laying on top of the surface of the tiles. Alright, so now I'm mixing about half of this 25-pound bag with half of this container of grout enhancer. I only want to do enough that I can basically spread in about 30 minutes. I don't want to do the whole bag and then wind up having grout that's actually set up on me already a little bit too much. So I'm going to pour about half of this bag into this container. And about a half a container of the enhancer. Alright, so I've mixed up grout and let it sit here for about 5 minutes. And as you can see, it has a nice pasty consistency. And now we're going to begin to float it onto the tile. Alright, so now we're actually applying the grout to the joints. We're going at a 45-degree angle across the corners to get the grout into the seams. And we're basically just going to work our way down this wall and then move to the next wall. And after about 15 to 30 minutes of this sitting here, we'll wipe it down with damp, wet sponge. Alright, so now that we've let the grout set up for about 15 minutes, I'm just gently going over it with my damp sponge and only getting a few swipes of it before I have to rinse it again. I'm going to wipe down all the walls like this and then wait about another 15 minutes to 30 minutes and then repeat the process. After you've wiped down the walls a couple times and you've got most of the grout off, you can use a little cheesecloth and basically buff the tiles to remove any residual grout that may be on there and to basically get the tile to shine a little bit. So now I'm applying the grout to the floor of the shower, going at 45-degree angles across the corners of the tile. And along the curb, we're just filling in along all the joints. And then we'll come back and wash this off. So after we let the grout sit on the tile floor for about 15 minutes, I've gone back and I lightly went over it with a wet, damp sponge and repeatedly rinsed it after every 2 or 3 strokes to basically remove all the residual film. And again, I'm going to repeat this process about every 30 minutes for probably 2 or 3 more times to really get the film off. So now that we've wiped down the walls a couple times and the shower floor with clean water and using a sponge, all we need to do is go back and put a grout sealer over these grout lines to complete the grouting of this shower. If you have other home improvement questions, visit us at HomeAdditionPlus.com today.